going on, everybody? It's Letitia with Barefoot Gardening, also known as Barefoot and Grow LLC. Check out my website at www.barefootandgrow.com. That's BEAR, fruit and grow, all one word, .com. We're going to feed the worms today. Some paper towel, some lettuce. And this looks like good lettuce, but it's actually, the due date was back in March. It just kept really well in the container that it was in, but we're going to go ahead and toss it. These are some, I made some, a little tea concoction with some fresh lemon, so it's like really squishy because I boiled it, and some ginger, which will probably be slow food. I don't even know if worms like ginger. We're going to try it out and see. Some onion skins. What else is in here? We got these are peppers, the part that you usually throw away from the bell peppers. Garlic skin, strawberries. I cut up some apple and stuff for the babies earlier. So just a little bit of everything. We're going to feed the bread wigglers first. They are the master kings and queens of eating food scraps, okay? And eating them quite fast, even though they're really, really little. We also have to water them today, so let's see what's going on in red wiggler bins that are all here. All right, the moisture level looks pretty decent in here, but we're gonna see what else is going on. It's actually, it looks that way, but it's fairly dry. There is some moisture, but it's not as good as we want it to be. Look at the babies. We got y'all some more food too, because I know y'all ready to just devour. So we're gonna just create like a little hole here so I can cover them up. They're working it. Red wigglers really hate light. They hate the light, okay? So let's go over here and grab some lettuce. Lettuce is a slow food. It doesn't break down fast like this. If you wanted to, you could leave it soaking in some water for 2 days and make it like mushy, for them. But that's a nice little helping. And then I'm going to grab some stuff just random here. And let's see. Let's grab some piece of this lemon, piece of the pepper, some of the stuff down here that's a little more wet. Yeah, like the grapes. A couple bag grapes. And just see how they handle this right here. I think that looks good, don't you? Eat up, eat up. So I have my trusty waterer here. Let me give it let me give him a pump and I'll be right back. Alright. I like to spray the food if it's not too mushy and wet already, just to give it some moisture, and then cover it all back up. And then let the worms do their thing. Then I'm gonna go ahead and spray this bin down with some water as well. Now I'm gonna try this because I said that the red wigglers stayed in the bin. Well, I found them on the floor as well. And I'm like literally when I'm down here in the grow room working, and they're crawling out. And this happened right after a spray. So, water, when I was watering them. So what I'm going to do is, or from now on, is I set a couple of jugs of water in front of the heater down here. And so it's room temperature in this room. When I was setting them out before, it was room temperature, but it was in another room where the temperature was way cooler, right? So hopefully this will help, okay, as far as the temperature changing so fast in the soil. I just want to rule that out and see if that's not an issue. The other thing is the lack of moisture, period. So if there's no moisture, they're gonna go try to leave and go somewhere that has moisture. But what these poor little animals don't realize is that there's no moisture on the floor. They're not going to find anywhere else unless they happen to fall into another bin, right? So anyway, I think that's good. I'm not going to agitate the soil anymore. Just going to let them calm down, cover them back up, and we're done. All right, here goes bin number 2 of red wigglers. And just to kind of see how things are going on in here. Yeah, they're so little. They're a little dehydrated, but they're doing well though. They're moving around. They're active, you know. This guy didn't move at all very much. Okay, there he goes. Yeah, they're active. It's time to water. And again, when I have the heater on in this room and it's 80 degrees in here, every 2 days, if you do that consistently, you need to come down here and water every 2 days. That, in my opinion, it's just, it just be a little bit sooner. Typically, if I don't have the heater on, it'll be, 3 to 4 days when I can come down here and water. But because I'm breeding worms, they do tend to the worms tend to create cocoons, and the cocoons hatch a little bit faster when the temperatures are a little higher in the room. So that's why I'm trying to consistently keep it between 70 and 80 degrees. Most of the time it stays there. But 80 degrees seems to be the, especially with the cocoons hatching, seems to be the sweet spot. But 75 degrees, with plants and worms in the room is like perfect. So I'm going to get some of the paper towel here. And it's wet. Just because I was drying my hands and I didn't want to throw it in the trash. Get them some greens. And some other stuff. Yeah, let's get them a piece of this onion and see how that goes as well. That looks good to me. So we'll check them in a couple of days and see how they've done on the food scraps. I'll put all the food scraps in the middle. That way we'll have some, have it marked. We know exactly where we put them. All right, got them fed, slick side down. If you choose to use the plastic, again, it's just to help keep the moisture in. And I always do the slick side down because the worms tend to get caught in the crevices of the bubbles. And this roll I got the roll of bubble wrap on Amazon. By the way, this is not a sponsored video. I'm just sharing, where I get my stuff. But you can go to Dollar Tree, honey, and get you a small roll of bubble wrap for folks that are just starting out or have 1 or 2 bins. It'll suffice. Worm ball. We're definitely about to hit a worm ball right here. I moved the soil back just a little bit and noticed it. Yeah, look at there. They're all hanging out together. Let's see what's going on. Oh yeah, they're all, look at there. What y'all doing? Let's see if there was something right here. No, it's just really wet right here. Look at that. Yeah, and again, they hate the light, y'all. They absolutely hate the light. So let me get them fed and I'll be right back. So this is the last red wiggler bin, and it's on the very, very bottom. And can y'all see the difference in the moisture? So like the higher up on the shelving unit that it is, the more likely it is to be dried out to me. This is right on the level of the heater, but there's so much down here blocking the heat that I don't think it just doesn't dry out as fast. Also, this rack is right next to the fan. The fan is not touching the rack, so there is no vibration directly on the rack, like shaking it. So that's not why the worms are crawling out of the bin. I just really feel like, when the moisture gets down, they just crawl out. But yeah, this one has mostly coconut coir, and it has a little bit more, just a little bit more, or appears to have a little bit more moisture. I still feel like it's dry though. It's not sticking to my hands too much. As we get toward the bottom, we see the worms. Yeah, look at them. Look at him go. Oh my goodness, he is like, put me back in. Put me back in. Yeah. But, ooh, these guys are long. Dang, they're stretching out there, aren't they? Let's see what's underneath here. Oh, so there was some, that's paper. Oh, there's strawberry. So they pretty much devoured that. Leafy stuff is our slow food, or slow, it takes a while for them to process that. So anytime you put leafy stuff in, just realize that skins, you know, from onion peels and things like that, potatoes, slow food. Fast food to them is like anything that has a ton of water. So any fruits that you use outside of apple, I feel like apple is a slower food, but it's still faster than potato, okay, in my experience. But strawberries, watermelon, cantaloupe, blueberries, grapes, things like that have really high water content, those are faster foods for the worms. Look at this guy. This is a red wiggler. Yeah. And so they love that stuff. Love it. But again, the red wiggler is just a beast at you know, composting food scraps. Just incredible. I'm going to give them about a handful as well. Let them go at it. Nice, colorful diet there. Same way we should be eating all the time, yeah. Alright, I'm not gonna mess with them too much. Give them some water, and then we'll move on to the African nightcrawler. Actually, this video is kind of long, so I'm gonna pause it here. Thank you all so much for watching. We feed the red wigglers today, and then I'll move on to the other guys. If there's anything interesting that's going on in those bins, I'll share with you. And but till next time, talk to you soon. Thank you so much for watching.